About a year ago, my girl and I moved to Thailand, and it was nothing like we had imagined. So we moved to Thailand, and there's a lot of things that truly shocked us when we moved there. Today, I'm joined here with my girlfriend.
Mackenzie.
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Evan, and I'm a traveler. I'm a teacher. What else? Hooper.
I also love traveling. Just a average girl who loves to be in nature and do yoga.
There we go. So when we moved to Thailand, we thought we knew what we were getting into, but we quickly found out that everything we thought, we could literally just throw it out the window, throw it out the door. Because when you move to a country like Thailand, nothing is the same. Nothing is the same as it is in America, as it is in Europe. Everything's different. So today, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about that, about our story, about how we moved there, about
Our experience.
our life there, and maybe give you guys some insight about moving abroad, moving to Asia, or just traveling in general. So let's get into it. Why did we move to Thailand?
Well, we were finishing up teaching in Spain. We were in between plans, not really sure what to do next when our contract was going to end. We were just going to come back to the United States and just figure it out. And it was literally, we had, I think, 2 weeks left of teaching there. And then we got a text from somebody who was teaching previously in Spain but had moved to Thailand to teach. She said her school needed some teachers urgently. And so we kind of just impulsively said yes.
We literally just packed up everything, moved literally across the world, and it literally was a decision made just like that. When we first got to Thailand, we lived in this rural town called Nakhon Si Thammarat. It's a town of maybe, I don't know the exact...
Well, it's a city. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a city, but I mean, literally it's just 2 parallel roads, and that's it. And maybe 10 stoplights. What did you expect before we moved to Thailand? And when you got there, you were like, oh, this is how it is?
I did a lot of research before going, because it's completely different from anywhere that we've ever been. So I think a lot of what I found was about their culture and just respecting the culture and kind of fitting into that. I really wanted to be super respectful, and just super aware of everything. And I feel like what I realized is it's a lot more relaxed there than what you're when you're learning online. It's a lot more relaxed.
Right.
The people there are just super welcoming and accepting, and obviously there are certain yeses and nos of things that you should do, shouldn't do. But overall, it's it's a very welcoming, chill, happy place.
Right.
So
there are other things like you have to do the Y or the bow to everybody just to show respect. So I was thinking we're moving to this country that's super strict, really just rigid in their beliefs and values. But when you're in the culture, you realize Thai people are super chill, so friendly. I remember when we first got to our city, we were walking around with our big backpacks and suitcases on, and people were literally stopping on the side of the road. Do you guys need help? Do you need a ride? And I haven't experienced that here in the States, which is kind of crazy. So different things like that, different cultural shocks. But to me, it seemed like they were all positive cultural shocks, especially when we first got there.
I will say first impression right away from that first day was just, these are the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Genuinely, everybody was just super kind, interested. Obviously, we're foreign and we stick out like a sore thumb in a very Thai city. So yeah, they were just genuinely nice people. So that was definitely our first impression. We were like, are they okay? What is going on?
So the second thing we'll talk about is like the cost of living and I guess like housing in Thailand. As you know, as a lot of people talk about, it's a very inexpensive lifestyle. It's a very cheap cost of living. So if you're coming to this country with American dollars, like you can live like a king. You can have a luxury house. You can have like a pool. You can have like a nice garage, and you can pay like under $300 per month, which is unheard of. It's crazy.
And this is in more of the rural,
Yeah.
like not super touristy areas. Those
Yeah.
are a lot more expensive.
Yes, very true. So we first got to our city, and we were kind of immediately hooked up with like a realtor who was gonna help us find our place, and we found it within like
It
I want to
was
say a
very
week.
fast. Yeah, it was.
We found a place that was like in a gated community. It had like 2 stories, 2 levels to the house, like 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Like it was a beautiful apartment, and we only paid like $250 and split between us. Obviously, that's dirt cheap.
It was super, super nice. It was living abroad. Like, you're not really, if you're doing it on a budget, you're not really expecting luxury or just anything crazy. You're just hoping for something that's nice. And this one was obviously the nicest place that we've stayed in. It was just beautiful, and they had new like amenities and things. So we were just super comfortable right away, which I really do think helped with the transition.
And trust me, we are used to a lot less, especially coming from Spain. If you guys haven't seen our We Moved to Spain video, please check that out because you'll hear about a story about how when we first moved to Spain, we moved into our apartment, and not even a week later, we had bed bugs.
It was actually the day after.
Yeah, the day after. The day after.
Yeah.
Watch that video. Watch that video if you get a chance. Another thing I want to talk about is when you move to Thailand, transportation is very important. You can't really just walk around. Like Thailand is really not made, like the cities in Thailand aren't really made to walk unless you're in like Chiang Mai, for example. But what you would need to do when you get to Thailand is rent or buy like a bike, a motorcycle. And once you have a bike, you have like so much freedom, which is something I truly enjoyed about Thailand. I know living in Spain, you had to like wait for transportation, you had to wait for the bus, things like that, which can be kind of annoying. But yeah, the bike gives you so much freedom.
I think we paid around 2,000 baht per month for the bike, which I think roughly was like $50.
Yeah.
So it's super, super cheap. And it's super easy. Like another thing about it, it's just almost too easy. Like the person who was renting our bike to us didn't even ask to see our American licenses.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or like anything. It was basically just like, oh, you want to buy a bike or rent a bike? Cool. I'll show you how to use it. It was like 5 minutes. He showed us like the basics of it, and then go on your merry way.
This is why I kind of think, like, and I've said before that Thailand is low-key like a video game once you get there because you can do so many things that you're just not able to do in other countries or specifically your home country, like rent a bike without ID or driver's license or anything like that, which is also important to talk about. It's very, like, you have to be careful there too. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on TikTok of people literally just bandaged up, their arms, legs, everything, looking like mummies or something. That's because they were in a bike accident.
Yeah.
And this is something that happens literally every day in Thailand. So you have to be careful how you drive. You have to know like I want to say the rules of the road, but there are no rules of the road in Thailand. We've seen some crazy stuff on the roads. We've seen literally like an elephant in the back of a truck.
There's just like newborn babies like riding on the bike with the mom, like the dad's driving, the mom is in the back holding a newborn baby, and nobody's wearing a helmet. It's just like,
yeah, it's crazy. So my best advice is if you're on the roads on a bike in Thailand, just fit in. Don't drive too fast. I know it's like super fun once you see the bike and like once you see all your buddies like driving around, but go slow. Go slow. Trust me. You will regret it if you are on your holiday and you can't do anything because you have all these bandages on you. So
yeah, be mindful. I would say wear a helmet. Like, I know it's not cool. I know a lot of people go there and they love to just like no helmet, no clothes, like just being exposed. And it's fun. It is, but it actually is really dangerous. Like we were in two accidents ourselves where we were hit by a car.
Yeah.
Both times. So we have scars. Right after we got our bike, everybody told us like it's bound to happen. You're gonna get in an accident. Don't worry, it's gonna happen.
I didn't want
But
to believe
like,
it.
yeah, I know. Everybody was telling us that. And we're like, oh my gosh, like,
It's true.
no, that's not gonna happen. It will happen if you're there long enough. Like another thing we'll be talking about is teaching and the work culture in Thailand. Thai people work very hard. I just want to say that they're super hardworking. As we said earlier, it's easy for foreigners to come and think everything is like super inexpensive and stuff, but Thai people, it's a very different reality. They work a lot harder for their money. They just have a different starting point than we do. I just wanted to note that
Very important.
because it's very admirable, honestly. Education is super valued in Thailand, and it's a really important and fun job to
Super
teach
fun.
English there.
Yeah.
English is like they really, really value it, and a lot of not everybody, but a lot of the students and people there really want to learn English.
Right. When we moved to Thailand and we got to this school, we were literally thrown into the fire. I remember my first day, I was like sweating my ass off because like I was just not used to the heat yet. And they just put me in the front of the classroom, and I had 36 students just looking at me, expecting me to like just teach them something. And it really just puts you in a place of just having to learn really fast. Like you have to plan material, you have to learn how to manage your classroom, you have to learn how to grade papers, all of these things that I had no prior experience with before. I was learning like on the spot, like, and it was really tough at first. I'm not gonna lie, like there were moments where I came back from class and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. But if any of you have ever taught English abroad, you know like how rewarding that experience is, how fun it is, how cool it is to connect with your students, and you really just take that with you wherever you go after that in life. So
If you're going and looking really to just travel and this is just something you're doing as a way to get the visa or just have income, it probably won't be that fun and you won't enjoy it and you won't get that much out of it.
If your goal is just to travel, I would recommend just saving up your money and backpacking, because if you want to move to a country to teach, you're gonna have to actually teach. It was a job. We weren't just like coasting along and just kind of just enjoying our happy life.
When you invest more, you actually gain more, and I think personally from our experiences, it gives so much more value to your experience being in this country because you are immersing yourself more into the culture, connecting with the students, real people that live there. You're learning from them just as much as you're teaching them. And yeah, it's just a beautiful thing if you allow it to be and you give a little bit of yourself in the process.
We'll talk a little bit about like what is it actually like teaching at this school. The students in Thailand, I will say, are so, like they're so respectful. Every day you would just walk into class and they would stand up and be like, "Good morning, teacher, even." All right, take your seats.
Yeah, it was just very cute. It feels kind of weird at first because you're like, hi, like it's just me. I'm just a person, but that's just part of their culture. And so it is a really cute thing.
Let's move on. We'll talk now about just food and markets. What can you expect in Thailand in terms of food? Obviously, Thai food is one of the best cuisines in the world. Anywhere you go in Thailand, you can get like real authentic Thai food made from like somebody's grandma, somebody's like auntie. So we had so much fun just in our little town, just going to different places on our bike, just exploring, eating like fried rice and lo mein noodles for like under $5.
One of the other shocking things that we learned living there is that it was actually cheaper to eat out than it was to get groceries.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and it could partially be because like maybe we just didn't really know how to fully shop appropriately there for what they had, but I don't know, from what we found and what a lot of other people that we had talked to had found is that it was more expensive to go to the grocery store than it was to like go to a restaurant or order food on Grab, which is kind of like their Uber Eats.
Right. So we'll talk about like some of the best parts of living in Thailand. My favorite part was literally just taking the bike and like finding a spot and going camping. We did this many different weekends. In Thailand, camping is like really popular. And there's so many different beautiful locations that you can just set up shop and just camp for the night.
Yeah, there was a lot of like surprising parts about their culture, I think, and that was one of them, that they liked camping. A lot of the local people do, so it's just a cute way to kind of connect more with the space and not just do like touristy things.
Right.
Another one of the best parts about Thailand that we learned that definitely shocked us, especially we were talking about how we thought it was like a super strict kind of formal country, is that Thai people really like to party. And I know as like a tourist, you go and like your experience, if you stay in touristy areas, is like there's tons of places to go out, but you're mostly surrounded by other tourists. But Thai people themselves like really do love to party. They love to drink.
Super fun culture. I remember just some nights going out with our friends and going to like a local Thai bar, and like people would just like invite us on stage and we just have a blast like hanging out with them, connecting with them. And this like it all contributes to like immersing yourself in the culture. There's so many experiences you wouldn't have if you just stayed in like the touristy areas. I think Thailand is specifically just open to people who are curious about their culture. So how about the worst parts of living in Thailand? What are some of the hardest things that we've had to encounter while living in Thailand for a year? Obviously, we have like tons of crazy stories, like just random things that have happened to us. So
are you gonna tell that one story?
I'm gonna tell the one story. So we're coming home from a normal work day, on the bike. We got our helmets on, everything. Like I usually put headphones in, music blasting. We're driving down the road. This is the road that we drive down every day. And I noticed like some guy just like kind of walking in the street, like just literally just he's not even like minding like all the bikes zooming past him, the cars zooming past him. He's just walking. And I start to like kind of veer off to the right a little bit. And I guess I wasn't quick enough. And this dude literally hawks up a loogie. Yeah, you about to throw it right.
That's gross.
And just spits right in my face. The most wild that has ever happened to me in my life. You can still see it in the helmet. Look at that. Look at that. It's the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to me, bro. I'm traumatized right now. I'm low-key like, I don't know, man. Thailand is a very interesting place. It's not for everybody to live here. Just want to say that. I had my helmet on. I had even the mask down, everything. I don't know how his spit got through that and like landed on my ear, but like, bro, when I tell you this was the nastiest loogie I've ever seen in my life. Like it was yellow and like
I feel like sick.
Chunky.
It was disgusting.
Oh my god. Listen, I know like some of you guys are gonna like act all tough in the comments and be like, why don't you go back and fight him? You're in a different country. I'm in this rural town that not many tourists live, not many foreigners live. I'm not spending time in a jail cell in Thailand. Like I'm just not doing that. So you have to pick your battles. Like things are gonna happen to you. I'm not gonna say things that crazy will happen to you, but just different things will happen to you in Thailand. And it's just like it's just a part of lifestyle here.
Going along kind of like with what you're saying, just choosing your battles. It's also just like adjusting, being able to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Thailand is not really a country where everything is just like boom, boom, boom. It's gonna all just be super, super smooth if you're bouncing around a lot and like traveling between places. You just have to be open and flexible to things not working out, like missing ferries,
Right.
or just the timing thing of things being off, like buses and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
it's not always gonna work out, and this is like the same for anywhere that you travel.
A lot of times in the West, we come with this idea of like how society should function and how things should run. And like when you go to a country like Thailand is low key. Like I don't want to say it's a third world country without like truly knowing that, but it kind of is like a third world country. So you shouldn't expect everything to run exactly on time. Like obviously buses break down. Like things are just like really old there. Like they're kind of behind in a lot of ways. You just kind of have to, like she said, go with the flow, be adaptable. If you choose to like get frustrated at that or like become a Karen, like it's just like, why are you doing that? And like Thai people will make fun of you for that too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
another hard thing that we faced in Thailand was just the climate, the weather. So they say there's 2 seasons in Thailand, hot and rainy. And that is like super true.
Yeah.
I don't know when exactly the rainy season is, but just know that there is one and know that almost every day it's pouring rain and it comes down. Like it's not just like little like precipitation. It's like torrential.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So there's been times that we've been caught at school and it's just poured down and like my classroom starts flooding a little bit. There's been times we've been like on the bike and we've been caught in the rain and it's like, oh shit, like I'm about to crash right
Like
now.
you have to pull over. You have to.
Yeah, the other season is hot.
Yeah. When it's hot, it's hot. Like you have to kind of prepare to just always be sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
Unless you're inside in the AC.
Yeah, literally, like I told you guys when I first got there, it was a struggle for me. Like I'm just a sweaty person in general. So like when you add just all those degrees and it's humid and then you're also just like worrying about swatting mosquitoes all the time, it's just like, bro, like I can't get a break.
You saying that also you brought up mosquitoes. That's probably actually in reflection like the worst part of Thailand is the mosquitoes. Like never experienced anything like that. Mosquitoes here are super annoying, but you can like hear them coming and they're kind of slow and whatever. The mosquitoes there are super sneaky. All of a sudden you'll just be like, how did this happen? Like how do I have all these bites all over me?
Yeah.
And you also have to be super mindful of dengue fever.
Dengue is a monster, to put it lightly. I've heard just so many different like horror stories about dengue, like people bleeding out of their eyes, people having like lung failure. What dengue is, it's like a virus that mosquitoes carry. And this usually happens, I think, like after rainy season because they get it from the rain. Just make sure you go to the hospital as soon as possible. They're obviously like it's something that's super common in Thailand. So it's not like they don't have procedures once you get to the hospital to like take care of you and all that. Obviously you can cover up, you can wear sleeves, you can wear mosquito repellent, things like that.
Yeah.
I just remember in our apartment just seeing like the biggest dead mosquito I've ever seen in my life. Like the needle was like this long. Yeah, just Thailand things. Thailand is amazing. It's a beautiful country filled with beautiful people.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend moving to Thailand, living in Thailand, traveling to Thailand. You won't regret it. We definitely don't regret it. Would we do it again?
I would go back to Thailand.
100%. Yes, I would definitely go back to Thailand. If you guys have any comments, any questions about how life is in Thailand, please make sure to leave those in the comments below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, please. And thank you for watching. Love you guys. Bye. Peace.